Hello, and welcome to another episode of Saffron Honey Chai. Or rather, 大家好，欢迎光临。I am so excited to have you guys here in our quote unquote very Chinese time in our lives. Now, this phrase has been floating around for months and months and months. People are talking about how they're starting their days with hot water, how they're going to the local traditional Chinese medicine doctor and getting their checkup. They're starting to clean their tongues. We always should have been doing that, but they're starting to do it. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it as a longtime enjoyer of Chinese culture, history, mythology, all the ologies. I'm with it. I'm with it. I just think that maybe, you know, people are going about it the wrong way. Now, stay with me here because when Sister Sherry told me that I'm Chinese, I was like, okay, we can do it. I'm not fighting with my little sister. My little sister is right. If she says I'm Chinese, I'm Chinese. Like, I'm black, I'm Chinese, whatever. It is what it is. The Irish people, the redheads, they all agreed. We're black now. We're going to do what it is. Happy Black History Month to y'all, by the way. But I do think we have to be a little more, how do I say, so effing for real right now when it comes to this very Chinese time in our lives. Because just 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it was not exactly a very Chinese time in anyone's life. And Chinese people were getting pushed into train tracks and abused and mistreated because of misinformation about a virus that changed all of our lives permanently. Might have even changed the course of our global society. And I do want to take some time to hold space for that because while I am enjoying this and I am, happy to see that we're all becoming a little more culturally competent, a little more culturally inclusive, I do think there is an opportunity for us to hold space for our Chinese brothers and sisters and how they're feeling about being treated basically like garbage for most of their lives. And now all of a sudden it's trendy for us to drink red jujube tea and enjoy rock sugar on our periods. I think we need to be so for real right now and just extend a little bit of empathy. You can enjoy it, you can participate in it. That's fine. We need to be locked in on this and be so much more understanding and morally correct on this manner. Don't get mad at Chinese people who are like, you're not Chinese, da da da. They are Chinese. They are the ones who have the right to say it. Well, Sister Sherry said yes. And she did say, so you could be Chinese with Sister Sherry. You're not Chinese with everybody else. you know? It's like I hang out, for some reason, with a bunch of Bengali guys. And they have decided I'm a quarter Bengali for some reason. I am not going out there saying, oh, I'm a quarter Bengali. That don't make no sense for me. But with those guys, okay, I'm you guys' little sister. It's fine with me. I don't care. Because that's just how cultural competency works. Whoever you're in with is who you're in with. You don't assume you're in with everybody. And then beyond that, just realistically, the easiest place to have a Chinese time in your life is in China. If you guys think that you're having fun doing this Chinese time in your life over here, you guys would not believe how much better it is when you go to China. Now, right now is not a Chinese time in my life whatsoever. I mean, Sister Sherry said one thing, but realistically, when I actually was in China living my best life, that was my Chinese time in my life. Let me tell you, my bed was hard. Oh my God. It felt like I was sleeping on a wooden slab. It was hard. The water was hot because otherwise I would get sick. I would get tummy aches. And the food was delicious. Everything was great. I would go to the grocery store, not even the grocery store, a little convenience store down the street, say hi to the auntie, and I would buy a pound of mangoes and body a pound of mangoes a day during mango season, strawberries a day during strawberry season. I was going crazy on all the fresh and delicious fruits that they had. Fresh, delicious, nutritious, all that good stuff. Making food all the time, because the produce was so fresh, you had to use it within 24 hours. If you think you're doing this Chinese time of your life in America, even if you're buying the nicest organic vegetables and spending however much, you are not doing it like they're doing it over there. I'm telling you, it is like night and day, especially since you guys don't really know what you're doing. You don't really, because you don't have like real guidance. Like, you guys are online, you guys are looking at, sources, you guys are talking to people, but there's nothing like following your friend into like this sketchy back room and getting a massage from a blind man to really make you feel like, wow, life is different. I've never had a massage like that. I feel like I could enter the Avatar state now just because I was brutally massaged by a blind guy and then cupped. And I was like, okay, we're never doing this again. But it was good. It was good. And now that we're more open to conversations about China and more open about global travel, despite the funds not always funding, I think you all need to literally just plan a proper trip to China so you guys can be insufferable in a different way and start talking about your trip to China for the rest of your life like I do. I want you all to be in here with me. I need us all to be talking about how great it was to go to the traditional Chinese medicine doctor in China and how great it was when he touched our pulse and he told us everything that was wrong with us and a translator told us what he said. That you guys don't even know what it was like. The first time I actually saw a traditional Chinese medicine doctor was when I was in China. I was teaching for the year. And for some reason, I started getting this really bad toothache. Turns out my wisdom teeth was up. So I had to get a wisdom tooth removed. I said, can I get all 4 removed? They said, are you crazy? You might die. Don't do that. I said, okay, I'll just do 1. So I go to the dentist. I get the wisdom tooth removed. They do local anesthesia in China. They don't do general. And they don't prescribe pain medicine. So they gave me 1 pain pill, single one, to take it in 2 hours, sent me home, and then I proceeded to not die, but look half dead for the next 2 weeks. And everyone was so worried about me that, because it was a smaller area in China, it wasn't like Shanghai, Beijing, anything like that. It was slightly smaller. So they all decided, okay, you need to go see like a doctor, but not at like a hospital. You need something fast. So they took me to a traditional Chinese medicine doctor and they dropped me off there. It was in the middle of an apartment building or rather an apartment complex, because they don't see foreigners at every traditional Chinese medicine doctor in China in the smaller areas because a lot of us have allergies that they just don't have. And they don't want to have the bad publicity of a foreigner dying there and then they can never get business again. So it took a lot of convincing for them to agree, but they agreed and they gave me an IV and I went from dead to alive. And I did the consultation, didn't understand 80% of what was being said to me. But they gave me the medicine. They said, take it like this, do this and this. Stop drinking cold water, by the way. That's bad for you. But I love cold water. I bet you do. He didn't say it in a mean way, but I was like, okay, fix that. So I went, I started drinking my cold water, started enjoying my herbs and spices, drinking the tea, eating the giant horse pills. This is a giant black pill the man gave me, and I had to have 8 of them. 8 of them a day, just about. So I'm sitting there, can't chew, can't really eat that much. I'm eating mashed potatoes every day because, like, I can't chew. And the idea of rice is horrible. Someone gave me millet porridge. I said, get away from me. You are my enemy. Do not give me anything like this ever again. So it's just mashed potatoes and fruit or vegetable juice and the broth of soups. The broth of soups until like a week later when I can get that fixed. And I'm still going every day to get my IVs. I'm still going every day and making sure the doctor knows I'm taking my teas and stuff and whatnot. And then by the end of it, I feel much better. And then the fun part comes because for some reason at the time, they didn't do the dissolvable stitches. So I had to go back and get the stitches cut. So they had to cut the stitches out and pull out the stitches from my freshly healed mouth holes. And wow, you think you know pain, and then you feel that, and then you feel that. Whew. I'm lucky. I'm glad. I'm glad it's done. I'm glad it's over. But it was really hard, and I know it would have been harder if I didn't have like that support, that help. Because when I got my wisdom teeth removed here, of course it was a more painless experience, but the care was not the same. I didn't have a place to go to and they're like checking on me, make sure I'm good. None of that was happening. There was no doctor being like, okay, well, okay, let's just make sure everything is good. Like when I went to the doctor, I told them what the problem is. In China, they said, okay, so your teeth are issue, but here are these other things to help make this more manageable for you overall. And then yes, the teeth. But here it was like, well, here's 5 days worth of ibuprofen. Good luck. And I'm just sitting there in pain, even with the ibuprofen, and half dead and being desperately missing. No, being in a state of desperately missing my home. I'm like, they would never treat me like this over there. They would have made sure I had my IV and a blanket. They would have made sure it was fine. But I did my best. I made it. And it really was like quite a formative experience for me. Most people, when they get their wisdom teeth removed, they're not doing that in China. They're doing that anywhere else. They're going to go hop a flight to Korea and do it there. But for some reason, I ended up doing it there. And it ended up being not that bad of an experience. It was very painful, like those parts with the stitching and the taking the stitches out. That was horrible. But the care, the community, it was really good. My students' parents, they were like, is she okay? What's going on? Is there anything we can do? Blah, blah, blah. I feel community. It was great. And of course, I'm Black. Obviously, I'm not Chinese. Obviously, I didn't fit in all the time. But the people there, they didn't want to make me feel like I didn't belong. They wanted me to feel that, okay, maybe you don't belong, but you're still here with us. And I appreciated that. That meant a lot to me. That felt good. That felt good. So right now, not very Chinese for me at all. My bed is soft. My water is ice cold. Ice cold. I still do drink tea, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same. And my heart and eyes and mind are all very open to the reality of life and how much better it is when we keep ourselves in a state of kind-heartedness, open-heartedness, and gentleness for one another so we can actually learn from each other. Right now, we're all in a very open-hearted, gentle-hearted state, so we're learning from our Chinese brothers and sisters, our Chinese friends. We're on Red Note. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram, sharing tea recipes, doing this and that. But we should always remember that we have to take care of each other too. So while we're enjoying the trends and we're enjoying the good parts, let's also enjoy respecting each other and making sure that we're treating each other right. Keep our values good and keep our community strong. Because we're a global community now. Anyway, that's all I had to say. If you guys did like hearing about some of the Chinese travel stories, I will share some more. I have a lot of stories from that time in my life, even though it was a very short period of time. And I am dead serious. I want you guys to start going. Start getting your flights. Start going over there and doing fun stuff and telling us about it. I need everyone to be obsessed with traveling abroad and having fun. It's good for you. It's good for us. And it can help you be a better person. I'm not joking. But with that, see y'all next time.